We're at an inflection point in workplace technology. Generative AI is changing how knowledge work gets done. This isn't hype. This is as fundamental a shift as personal computers in the 1980s and internet in the 1990s. Those technologies didn't just make existing work faster, they changed what was possible, who could do it, and how organizations competed. AI is doing the same thing now. In 5 years, organizations that adopted AI strategically will have overwhelming competitive advantages over those that waited. In government terms, better constituent service, faster mission delivery, more effective use of taxpayer dollars. For government leaders, the question isn't whether AI will reshape public sector work. The question is whether your organization will lead this transformation, follow cautiously, or fall behind dangerously. This briefing covers Microsoft 365 Copilot, the most practical, immediately deployable AI capability for government organizations. What it is, why it matters, and what decisions you need to make. Microsoft 365 Copilot is an AI assistant integrated into the productivity tools your workforce already uses every day: Word, Outlook, Teams, Excel, PowerPoint. It's not a separate application requiring new training. It appears where people already work, as a sidebar in Word, a chat interface in Teams, a toolbar in Outlook. What does it do? Summarizes long email threads so you can catch up in seconds instead of minutes. Drafts documents based on your outline or instructions. Analyzes data in Excel and creates visualizations. Catches you up on meetings you missed. Finds information across all your Microsoft 365 content instantly. Think of it as having an intelligent assistant who has read everything in your organization and can help every employee with research, writing, analysis, and coordination. Critically, it works with your existing data, respects existing permissions, and operates within your security boundary. Your employees don't need to learn new systems or change how they work. For government, Copilot is available in GCC, GCC High, and DoD environments with appropriate compliance certifications including FedRAMP High and DoD Impact Level 4 and 5 authorization. Three strategic reasons Copilot matters specifically for government organizations. First, workforce productivity. Research consistently shows knowledge workers spend 60% of their time on work about work, searching for information, coordinating meetings, formatting documents, writing status updates. That's not mission delivery, that's administrative overhead. Copilot reclaims that time. The Forrester Total Economic Impact Study found 11% average productivity gains, with 20 to 30% gains for specific tasks like document creation and research synthesis. For government, that means faster FOIA responses without hiring more staff. Quicker policy analysis with existing analysts. More responsive constituent services with current capacity. Mission delivery improvement without budget increases. Second, workforce competitiveness. Government already struggles to recruit and retain talent against private sector competition. Salary gaps reach 30 to 40% for technical roles. Lengthy hiring processes lose candidates to faster-moving employers. You can't easily fix salary gaps or procurement timelines. But you can fix the tools gap. Top talent increasingly expects modern AI capabilities. When talented candidates choose between your agency with legacy tools and a private sector employer with cutting-edge AI, what do you think they choose even if your mission is more meaningful? Copilot signals organizational modernity and commitment to empowering employees with best-in-class tools. That matters for recruitment and retention. Third, mission capacity without headcount. According to OPM, 30% of federal employees are eligible to retire within the next 5 years. That's roughly 600,000 people with decades of institutional knowledge. How do you maintain mission delivery with 30% fewer experienced employees? You can't hire fast enough to replace them even if budget allowed. You need force multipliers. Copilot is that force multiplier. It helps remaining employees access institutional knowledge, accelerates new employee productivity, and enables your workforce to deliver more with less. This isn't about cutting jobs, it's about serving the public effectively despite demographic and budget realities. Let's talk return on investment in terms budget officers understand. Cost $30 per user per month. For a 100-person pilot, that's $36,000 annually in license costs. Add implementation, training, support, call it $50,000 total for year one. Now compare to workforce costs. The average federal employee's fully burdened cost, salary plus benefits plus overhead, exceeds $120,000 annually. That's about $60 per hour. If Copilot saves 30 minutes per day per user, conservative estimate based on Forrester data, that's $7,500 in reclaimed productivity value per user annually. For 100 users, $750,000 in productivity value against $50,000 in costs. That's a 15-to-1 return in year one. You need just 12 minutes per day of time savings per user to break even. Forrester data shows actual savings far exceed that threshold. But here's the key insight, that $750,000 isn't just productivity value, it's mission capacity. It's equivalent to hiring 6 to 7 additional employees, at $120,000 each, without the salary, benefits, office space, or onboarding costs. The question isn't, can we afford Copilot? The question is, can we afford not to maximize the productivity of our highest cost resource, our people? For government organizations with high fully burdened employee costs, the ROI case for Copilot is mathematically compelling. For senior leaders, the security question is critical. Here's what you need to know. Copilot in government clouds, GCC High, DoD, is FedRAMP High authorized. It supports DoD Impact Level 4 and Impact Level 5 workloads. It meets TFARS, ITAR, CGIS, HIPAA, and IRS 1075 requirements. Your data stays in your government cloud boundary. There is no data transfer to OpenAI or commercial AI services. Copilot doesn't train AI models on your data. It accesses data in real time using each user's existing permissions through Microsoft Graph. Zero Trust architecture, Copilot inherits permissions, it doesn't override them. If a user can't access a document through normal means, Copilot can't access it either. All existing security controls apply: data loss prevention policies, sensitivity labels, information barriers, conditional access policies. Copilot operates within your existing security framework, not around it. Your security team should validate configuration before deployment, that's appropriate due diligence. But the architecture is fundamentally sound. It's not a security risk requiring new controls, it's a secure capability that respects existing controls. Let's address risks honestly, because prudent leadership requires considering downside. Technical risk, integration issues or performance problems. Mitigation, pilot approach with 50 to 100 users limits exposure while validating. Microsoft Premier Support provides escalation path. If technical problems emerge, you discover them with manageable scope. Adoption risk, users might not adopt, wasting investment. Mitigation, research shows 77% of Copilot users don't want to give it up after trying it. This is the opposite of typical enterprise software where you force adoption. The challenge is usually scaling fast enough to meet demand, not convincing users to try it. Security risk, data exposure or unauthorized access. Mitigation, permission-based architecture, government cloud boundary, extensive compliance certifications, and your security team's review provide multiple layers of protection. Risk is manageable with proper governance. But here's the risk nobody puts in risk registers: the risk of inaction. Your workforce is already using consumer AI tools, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, because they need help and your organization hasn't provided governed alternatives. They're uploading work documents to uncontrolled environments. Copilot gives you a secure, compliant alternative within your control. The security risk isn't adopting Copilot, it's failing to provide governed AI while your employees adopt ungoverned alternatives. If you decide to proceed, here's the recommended approach. Phase 1, pilot with 50 to 100 users, 90 days duration, volunteers from high-value roles, analysts, program managers, communication staff. Cost, $9,000 to $18,000 depending on user count. Measure rigorously user satisfaction surveys, documented time savings, security incident tracking, adoption metrics. Define success criteria upfront so evaluation is objective, not subjective. At 90 days, evaluate against predefined criteria. 3 possible outcomes: expand if success criteria are met, scale to broader deployment. Adjust if results are mixed, refine approach and extend pilot. Discontinue if clear failure, cut losses with minimal investment. This approach manages organizational risk while building evidence for strategic decisions. You're not committing to enterprise deployment, you're committing to learning what works in your specific environment. Typical timeline: 6 to 8 weeks from approval to pilot launch. 90 days of pilot operation. 2 to 3 weeks for evaluation and expansion recommendation. Call it 4 to 5 months from decision to expansion choice point. That's fast enough to capture value, slow enough to manage risk appropriately. As a senior leader, you have 3 choices. Lead, adopt AI strategically now with thoughtful pilot, learn what works in your context, position your organization for AI-enabled future. Follow, wait to see what peer agencies do, adopt when proven, accept 2 to 3 year capability gap while you catch up. Ignore, decide AI isn't priority, risk irrelevance as workforce and stakeholder expectations shift, deal with talent and mission delivery consequences. Most organizations think they're choosing between lead and follow. But in fast-moving technology, follow often becomes ignored by default as other priorities consume attention. The evidence suggests Copilot delivers substantial productivity value with manageable risk when deployed thoughtfully. The ROI case is strong. The security architecture is sound. The risk management approach via pilots is proven. Your technical teams can provide additional detail on any aspect of this briefing. But the strategic decision is yours. Are you ready to explore AI as a workforce multiplier for your organization? The organizations that thrive in the next decade will be those that made this decision decisively, not perfectly, but early enough to learn, adapt, and build AI capability into their organizational DNA. The question is whether that describes your organization.